Well, there were a number of questions here with people who were extremely bothered. And I think it's a very brave thing for you to say, especially in kind of a multicultural community, right, where we're supposed to respect everybody and no one's going to hell just because they happen to be Jewish or not Christian or not following the Gospels.
Oh, okay.
But I think you need to, or just based on the questions here,
let's talk about that.
Is that really fair? I mean, it's especially people who don't have access to the Gospels, who don't even reject it. They just don't get access to it. But even those who do get access to it, is it fair to say they're going to hell?
The people who don't have access to it, I tried to say, I don't know.
Right.
All right?
Okay.
That's fine. But I would say two things. This might help. Everybody's exclusive. See, there's an illusion in the West that if you say all the different religions are kind of equally good or equally valid for you, that's open-minded.
Right.
The trouble is that's one particular way of looking at religions. And what you're saying, when somebody says to me, don't tell me your religion's superior to this other religion, what you're saying is your view of religions is superior to my view of religions, which comes down to the same thing.
Wait,
because, in other words, you have a take on spiritual reality, and I have a take on spiritual reality. Your take is the world would be a better place if we believed all religions were okay. I believe that the world would be better if everybody believed my take on spiritual reality, so who's really more exclusive? In other words, each person says, I've got to take on spiritual reality, it's better than yours, the world would be a better place if everybody believed it. You're evangelizing me, I'm evangelizing you, you're trying to convert me, I'm trying to convert you. Everybody is equally exclusive. Everybody's narrow. Here's what really makes you open-minded. How do you treat people with the other view? See, in other words, if you look at me as unenlightened and primitive, then you're being narrow-minded.
But presumably God's making these judgments. So what kind of a God would say, okay, you Jewish people, you got it wrong, right? You're not coming into heaven.
Well, actually,
see how that would be kind of a problem for a lot of people?
Yeah, of course, because it's not by being Jewish. I mean, again,
it's by not following the gospel.
Yeah, right. That's right. But even there, well, look, C.S. Lewis in his book on, and actually even George MacDonald, who was sort of a kind of a mentor of Lewis, believed that everybody in their soul is moving toward a decentered self with God in the middle, or a centered self with yourself in the middle. You can see in this life people who are very self-centered. And by the way, see, what's interesting to me is I see Christians who are self-centered, believing Christians who believe all my doctrines are self-centered. I see a guy like you, even though I've only known you for a couple hours now, who have got don't have a self-centered life at this point, from what I can tell. There's a graciousness, there's an other orientation.
Sure, there are other people who would disagree,
okay.
But, you know.
Well, I mean, I've only 2 hours, 3 more hours would be different. What Lewis is trying to say is if we live forever, this process is going to take you to heaven and hell. 1 billion years from now, a person who is getting God in the center and taking yourself out of the center is going to be an angel. A person who is living for him or herself is going to be a devil. How that happens, as far as I know, the only way I know it happens is the gospel. And not just being a Christian, saying I'm going to be living a good life and, obey the 10 Commandments and do like Christ. That produces Pharisees and self-centered people. So it's complicated, but nevertheless, I think what has to be, just before you go away from this, chapter 1 in the book, if you can get it, is everybody is exclusive. People who say all religions are the same. Oh, let me use this illustration because my wife is going to kill me if I don't. Okay. And she's here tonight. Okay. I mean, she will just criticize me, actually. Right. The traditional understanding of religions in the West is the blind man and the elephant. Here's an elephant. Here's 6 blind men. Everyone's holding on to part of the elephant and describing the part they have as if it's the whole elephant. So, one man is holding the trunk saying, oh, elephants are like snakes. One man is holding, the legs saying the elephants are like a tree stump. And so the idea is every religion sees part of the spiritual reality, but no religion sees all of it. And every religion is narrow-minded because it tends to say, I can see the whole thing. And this illustration, and Leslie Newbigin, who was a British theologian, says the trouble with this illustration is the only way you could know that all religions are equally good, but none of them have the whole truth, the only way you could know that no blind man has the whole elephant is if you think you see the whole elephant. In other words, the illustration doesn't work unless you believe that. And Newbigin points out, if you really think that there's no one religion is superior to any other, and no one religion actually gets you to God better than any other, you are achieving the superior knowledge that you just said no religion can have. And therefore, it's impossible for you to really be inclusive. Nobody's inclusive. Everybody thinks I've got to take on spiritual reality that's better than everybody else's. And you would say, oh, but you don't think I don't think you're going to hell, you think I'm going to hell. And well, I just think the consequences of your mistake are more eternal than you think the consequences of my mistake are, but that doesn't make me more narrow-minded than you. Okay?
All right.
I mean, it's just,
yeah.
Otherwise, if you,
yeah, I mean, look.
No, it's just simply.
What did I say? Yeah, no, I get it.
You do.
Yeah. I disagree, but I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
but you know, that's what the whole point of this thing is about.
It is really, absolutely.
For more information about the Veritas Forum, including additional recordings and a calendar of upcoming events, please visit our website at veritas.org.